Well, hello bestie, it's B. I hope you're awake and ready to go because as per usual, I'm coming with the heat. I don't know why, I'm just really excited about this one because I already know I ate with this video. The plate is already clean, okay? And I know so many of you need to hear this. You can definitely take a less is more approach. It's not as obvious as it seems, of course. Is anything ever as obvious as it seems when we talk here? No, it's not. I think this will give you a different perspective on why some things might feel like it's taking so much of your effort, so much of your time, and it's just not working out. Everything doesn't have to feel so hard and like you're just constantly in this bit of resistance with everything that you're doing. In fact, I would argue that that's a sign that you're actually on the wrong track. So let's get into it. But before, a few reminders. I'm on every platform. Hey Bria Jones. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, all the things. Come hang, come follow. If you want to support anything that I do, just be sure to engage with it. That's a simple like, a simple comment, a share. It's all really appreciated. And more than you understand, that is what keeps my channels and platforms going. So if you like my content, just hit me with a comment, hit me with a like. You know what I'm saying? Even outside of me, just support people you love online because it's crazy out here. I'll tell you that. Thank you in advance. Now for the video. Where did we get this idea that like, if it's not the blood, the sweat, the tears, we're not doing the right thing and we're not working hard enough and maybe what we're doing isn't worth it? A spoiler, I think it's a scam. And I'm gonna tell you the narrative that I'm starting to tell myself because you guys, I'm about to be in my 30s. This is a whole new decade for your girl. A lot of shit is not coming with me. And this mindset that everything has to be so hard is not coming with me. So if you want to jump in the wagon, then get on board because I'm not taking it with me, okay? So let's start with what your reality is. We all have some version of what reality looks like. And if you don't believe that, let's rewind to 2020 and just listen to everyone talk about politics. That is a great example of how we all have a different variation of what reality is. Because guess what? We all have different experiences. What you perceive in this lifetime and what I perceive in this lifetime is going to be based around my beliefs, your beliefs, my experiences, and your experiences. There are so many things in your life that have shaped you to be exactly the way you are today. We'll use the word influence. There are certain experiences that you went through, TV shows you watch, you probably picked up habits based on cultural influences, you even probably have been influenced by your social groups, your friends, teachers, your school, your family. Many of us hear our parents say certain things and we take it because we're like, well, they're my parents, they're probably right. So from a very young age, you trust that authoritative figure. And sometimes that authoritative figure has their own reality and maybe their reality is a little skewed and maybe that's influencing you. And so you see the trickle down effect of everyone's reality impacting who you are today. The reason I bring this up is because my question for you is who's right? Who's right? If it's our reality, technically we're both right? So how do we get a reality that's reflective of the life we actually want to live? If we all can have these different realities and we're all living some different version of a life, clearly you can change that. You get where I'm going with this? One of the most prevalent beliefs I think we have, especially in Western culture in America, I can't speak for everywhere else, but we love a good underdog story. We love the guy who comes from nothing, goes through blood, sweat, tears, makes it to the top, becomes a top dog. We love that narrative. Why? Because a majority of us start from the guy who has nothing. So we're inspired by this story that you can make it, you can get to the top. But oftentimes that's depicted as this struggle that you have to subscribe to. You have to go through all this turmoil to get to where you want to be. And with this idea comes that if it wasn't hard enough for you, that it wasn't worth it. Or my favorite, if it wasn't hard for you, you don't deserve it. We see these beliefs around making it and success and getting the things we want tied to having this heavy struggle attached to, and that is supposed to be validating. I definitely fell for that okie doke because even amongst my own job, I really used to focus on that underdog story. And granted, like I do have a bit of an underdog story, but I also have many points in my career where I was in what I would call flow and things were really easy for me. But I've always felt like I couldn't share those moments because I didn't think people would be accepting of that. People want to hear the struggle part. They want to attach to that idea. So I even have found myself muting those moments in my life where I was actually kind of coasting and things were just happening for me, but I felt ashamed of that. Why? Because of these influences around us that tell us that we have to struggle, that it has to be hard. So recently it dawned on me that as I'm getting closer to 30, I'm really having these moments where I'm like, okay, Bria, we need to do a lot of work. We need to figure out what we're taking into this next decade. I am so excited to turn 30. You know why? Because it is literally the start of my life. You guys, my 20s was the trial period, I'm telling you. And boy, was it a trial run, okay? I am so ready for my 30s. I've never been more sure of myself, more sure of what I want. One of the things that I decided I don't want to subscribe to anymore is the idea that I have to subscribe to the narrative of struggle. Starting now, I'm going to unlearn that shit, and I hope you do too, because you deserve to get the things you want with ease, because why not? Why don't you deserve that? Why is that not valid? I'm giving myself the permission to change that narrative, and I don't have to, but I'm also giving you the permission because maybe no one ever told you, but you don't have to want to struggle, okay? It doesn't make your success any better than anyone else's success, so why not wish for it to be a little easier on you, okay? Why not, right? Let's have a little fun with this. Because here's the thing, in my opinion, the American dream is an American nightmare. We are just taught work 40 hours plus every week until you're, what, 65? And then at 65, you can now live your life. Fishy. Don't love that. And we're just so accepting of it. I think we could start choosing to live today and still obtain the things that we want if we learn how to make it work for us, right? It's not as easy as it sounds, but let's dissect that idea. What we haven't been taught in school or in the movies or amongst our family and friends, because this is not common knowledge, is that the things that you want in life, there's not one pathway to it. There are infinite possibilities for you to get from point A to point Z, okay? It's not just like this. You could go like this. You could go like this. You could go like this. You can literally get to your destination in any possible way, ways that you've never imagined. But imagine that there are infinite ways that it could be easy for you. We're never really given that perspective. So I think what happens is a lot of us get stuck, especially my type A besties. I'm with you, okay? And you especially need to listen up. With us, we want to control that pathway. I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna get a 9-to-5 job, and then I'm gonna get married, then I'm gonna have babies. I had this whole plan. And what I will tell you is becoming a YouTuber was never in my plan, okay? That was a little side story, and I'm so thankful for it. But what I'm saying is, at one point I thought getting the big girl corporate job was making it, because what I had seen amongst my family is that was making it. So I never really thought beyond that point. But God, universe, whatever you call it, said,
I have so much more for you, Bria.
And gave me a job where I have all this freedom. I have access to all these amazing people where we just like give each other all of this wisdom and knowledge, and we just elevate each other. I have the coolest fucking job. And here I am thinking that me climbing some corporate ladder that would have never prioritized me was gonna be making it. No way. Universe said,
Step aside, bitch. Let us drive.
And that's what I did. I had to let go of some of the control and really tap into faith. Sounds a little wacky, cause it is. Stay with me. What I'm trying to say is I was so caught up in controlling the story and that everything had to happen in a very specific way that I was in my own way. I was the one limiting myself from getting even better, even bigger than I'd imagined, because I was so focused that it had to go my way. But have you ever considered that you don't know best? Saying that respectfully, have you ever considered that there could be something that has something better for you, that something knows better for you, but you haven't given it permission to move in your life? You think you know it all, and that's your problem, respectfully. Let's wind back a little bit. Less control, more blessings. Less control, more faith. And you're like, well, Bria, this just doesn't sound like, this doesn't sound logical. It sounds like you're operating on a bunch of vibes, and I kind of am. But I'm telling you, this is how you're gonna learn to direct your path, okay? So there are things in the back of your mind that pop up like, oh, maybe you want to be like this bomb ass baker and you want to bake the most bomb ass desserts, but you're like, that's stupid. But there's something calling you to that. You love to do it. You bake for your friends on the weekend. Like you crush it, you kill it, right? But there's something stopping you because it's not logical. You guys have to stop with the logic for a second. I know that we have been conditioned to believe that's all we have, but you were actually given something better than logic. You were given intuition. The desires that you have are never an accident. The things you want you back, and they're waiting for you to move towards them, but you're too busy thinking logically. If you listen to all these documentaries on people who have had successful multi-billion-dollar businesses, a lot of them did not use logic all the way. They had to take a lot of leaps of faith and move on intuition towards their desire. It required certain sacrifices, but it required moving in a way that we're not taught in school, because what we're taught is how to play it safe, how to just work with the system. We're just taught to go with the flow, and we're not taught to go with our flow. There is something called being in flow, and I've been very blessed to experience what this is like several times in my life. When I'm in flow, no matter what I'm doing, I am moving through life with ease and very little to no obstacles. When I first quit my job to become a YouTuber, you guys, I had no money. Where's the logic? Okay, I just had intuition that I was meant to be a YouTuber. 3 years ago, when I did not have even 100 subscribers, I still saw her. I saw me, who you're looking at right now. I saw her. I literally tapped into her, and I would meditate and just look at her and be like, wonder what she's eating for breakfast today. She would have that purple smoothie. Yeah, she does love eating healthy. I wonder what she's wearing today. Shocking, she's wearing a Steelers jersey. Yeah, did not predict that one. I would get into flow, even at that time, where I would just start creating, and opportunities, even at that point, would just come to me, attract my way. I wasn't forcing things. And that's what I want to focus on with you guys, is understanding that when you're in flow, there is no force. That's why it's called flow. When you feel like you have to force things to work, what I want you to do is take a breath, take a step back, and ask yourself, why does this feel so hard? And how can I pivot to get more in flow? When I first started out as a YouTuber, even with no subscribers, I felt like I was in flow. I had all these ideas I wanted to do, and I was having fun, which brings me to my next point, that a great indicator that you are on the right path is if you're having fun. When you're having fun, you are gonna get on that frequency of flow. Think about it. How are you having fun and forcing things at the same time? Those don't go together. You don't wanna be forcing yourself and trying to have fun. Like, how do you do that? I don't think they exist. But when you're having fun, you're not thinking about controlling every damn thing. You're literally having fun. And when you can elicit those vibes of having fun, joy, laughter, all those things, you put yourself at a high vibration. And when you can put yourself at a high vibration, you will attract your high vibe opportunities. If you are in a low vibe place, you will feel the forcefulness at that frequency. Everything is energy. Pay attention to how you feel. Your body, your spirit, your intuition is always telling you if you're in the right direction. Are you in the right room? Are you around the right people? Your intuition is always telling you. But we're so caught up on these goddamn things that we don't listen to that intuition anymore. We're getting away from our intuition. You have it. Go sit in your room with no technology and just listen. Listen to yourself, your intuition. It is literally the most special thing that you have about you. And we all are so blessed to have it, but don't waste it by constantly distracting yourself with things. I know our thoughts can be scary, but you have all the answers up here if you would just let yourself listen. Let's keep going on these examples of being in flow versus force. I saw this video and I was like, oh my God, it's a sign that I have to do this video. New York Fashion Week just happened, and there was a girl who popped up on my For You page. She was talking about how she went to Fashion Week, and look, I've been to Fashion Week. To get into shows, you have to know somebody, you have to be on somebody's list, and even then you can go to a show and still get turned away if you're not somebody. I don't do Fashion Week right now. But anyways, this was a smaller content creator who was trying to get into shows, and she was saying she kept getting turned away from every show. Even though she was on the list, she got the invitation, she would get there and they were like, sorry, you can't come in. So she's really down because she came all the way to New York to do this experience. She she goes to a coffee shop like the next morning and she's working, I guess, on her computer, still in PJs, like hair a mess. She said the Kelly Catrone walked into the coffee shop. If you don't know who that is one of the most iconic figures in fashion. She is that bitch. I don't know how else to word it. She is highly, highly respected. So she walks into this coffee shop. And so this girl's sitting there like, should I go say something to her? But then she's like, this is not a coincidence. Literally, the universe is working for me right now. So she goes up to Kelly and she's like, hey Kelly, I know you don't know me, but I just wanted to ask you some advice. I came all the way here. I'm not getting into any shows. So Kelly gives her some advice and then she says, what are you doing today? She's like, I'm available for anything you want, Kelly, which is the right answer. Kelly says, look, I'm doing a fashion show with Anna Delvey, which that's a whole other can of worms. Kelly invites her to have a backstage experience, which is, I don't care who you are, that's insane, okay? This girl now has an iconic opportunity. Backstage access at shows like this is a huge deal. You have to be top tier to get that level of access. So this girl just went from not even getting into the front door to working alongside Kelly Catrone and Anna Delvey and all of these top tier stylists and artists. And it's all because she ran into Kelly at a coffee shop. Now, here's where the lesson is. And even this girl said it in her video that she could have tried to force Fashion Week to be what she wanted it to be, but she let go. She went to that coffee shop in the morning kind of like, fuck it. I guess we'll see what happens today. And that was the best thing that she could do because she gave up that control in that moment on an energetic level. She said, we're just gonna see where today goes. Universe, God, whatever you call it, said,
all right, we can move.
Insert Kelly, stage left. And in that moment, she now got an even better opportunity. If you're getting what I'm saying here, less is more. Get out of the way so things can move for you on an energetic level. This is like going to the roots back to abundance mindset days where we were talking about that in like my first video. You gotta tap into that energy. Stop forcing things because when you do, you're gonna be blessed with things you couldn't even imagine. You cannot fathom the blessings that are waiting for you because you want so little for yourself. You want the bare minimum for yourself. But why not just say, I'm open and receptive to how the universe wants to bless me. Let it be heard that you are receptive and then actually work on being for real about it because some of us say it and then we're still there trying to control everything, talking to myself here. We're still trying to control everything even though we're like, love you, don't mind if you step in to help, like mean it though. I have to meditate every single day on this idea for it to become my reality because I've got almost 30 years of another narrative in my head that it has to be forced, that it has to be hard, that it has to be a struggle. This girl in the story just woke up, went to the coffee shop, was not thinking about what her day was gonna look like. And in that moment, everything came together for her at perfect timing, the perfect collision of just universal blessings. And sure, she could have tried to still go to those other shows and it would have probably been a pain in the ass because she was what? Forcing it. She was not in flow. And sometimes what happens is we get pushed to a point by the universe of having to let go. I've experienced that multiple times in my life where I'm trying to force something to work and all of a sudden it comes to a head and I have no choice but to be like, fuck it. And then in that moment you let go. And when you let go, that's when things start working out for you. And I've had it happen to me multiple times. It's actually crazy. Not everything has to be so hard. Things can happen for you with ease. Things can fall into your lap if you would just be open to the idea. And I want you to start wanting it for yourself because the first step is believing that it could happen. If you don't believe that things can happen for you easily, that's going to be the reality that shows up for you. Remember, our reality is constantly being projected to us. Your beliefs are being shown to you constantly. So change that. And this can apply to relationships, your career, just like your health, so many areas of your life. I love this one for relationships because I think ladies, like we might relate to this idea here. I hear this all the time with my friends. They'll be like, ugh, it's like the moment you stop thinking of your ex or like whatever guy, they pop up, they text you, right? Y'all, that's not a coincidence. That is energy. Here he goes. That's energy, guys. That is you energetically letting go of that person and them getting that on some other energetic level. So it's the same thing kind of on a universal level, that when you stop trying so hard, it's gonna work out for you. There's so many instances in life where you see this theme reoccurring. It's like when you want it so bad. And I wanted to just talk about this really briefly, but there is an energy called desperation. Even if you say, I'm not desperate, universe is not gonna be fooled by what you think you are. When you want something so bad that you're that attached to it, you're repelling it. You are pushing it away.
How do I stop being desperate and needy for something, Bria?
I'm glad you asked. You have fun. Go have fun. Go occupy your time. I always say, like, for me, finding a husband was one of the easiest things to do. I think I attracted my husband so easily because what I did, I wrote down like a list of things that I just wanted in a husband. I put that in a journal. I put it away, never thought about it again. And what did I do after that? I started living my life and having fun. I wasn't trying to run into my husband. I was trying to have fun. And that I did. I traveled. I hung out with friends. I did whatever the hell I wanted to do. My priority was having fun. And it should be. If you're a single girl in your 20s, you should be having fun. And in the midst of having fun, I was emitting this high vibe energy. And I will say, like, not to toot my own horn, but there were a lot of guys that were knocking at this door. And I ran into my husband in the midst of that. Because the energy of just like loving yourself and having fun is quite literally such an attractive thing on an energetic level and a physical level. People see and feel that on you. But when you so desperately want it on an energetic level, you are emitting something that people don't want. So let go and let God, because that is what's gonna get you closer to what you want. And it's hard to do, guys, because when you want something so bad, all you can do is think about it. But you've got to distract yourself with fun. And that's not so bad, right? At least you're distracting yourself with fun. I mean, literally, I'm telling you, go have fun. Whatever that means for you, go do it. Go learn a new hobby. Go find out what's fun for you and prioritize that. What's meant for you is going to find you, period. It's inevitable. It was meant for you. No person, no job, nobody can get in the way of what's meant for you. Nobody. If you just knew that you were gonna get where you needed to be, how would you feel? How relaxed would you feel? How at peace would you feel? If that's hard for you to tap into, I want you to follow me on this example here. And anytime you need to remember that things are gonna work out for you, I want you to think of this. This is what I call the drive-through analogy. When you go to, let's say, McDonald's, whatever, and you say, hey, can I get a number one? They're like, all right, that'll be blah, blah, $5.74. What is your next thought? Great, can't wait to eat. Food about to smack. I don't know, but you just know, like, you're about to get your food. You just gotta pay. So you know it's about to happen. When you put your order in at McDonald's, are you like, oh my God, I hope they actually give me my food? Are you like stressing out that it's not gonna happen? No, bitch. You know they're gonna give you your food. So you're not sitting there stressing. You're just like, la-di-da. All right, time to go get my food. What if you thought about the universe as the ultimate drive-through and you put your order in? You say, hey universe, can I get that number one, that glizzy special, that dream job? Can I get that dream husband with a side of 6-pack abs? Like, you put your order in and you don't need to stress out. You don't need to hope this works out. Maybe I should actually text him. Maybe I should go back to my ex. You just put your order in. That's like going to McDonald's being like, oh my gosh, maybe I should actually go to Wendy's. What if they're not gonna what if they give my order to somebody else? I mean, okay, yes, sometimes they mess up on orders, but you know what I'm saying. You don't have to stress. You know you're gonna leave with something. So start to put your order in with the universe and then respectfully chill the fuck out. Okay? Because it's gonna happen for you. Start to think of it that way. That confidence you have when you've put your order in and you're just now waiting patiently. I need you to have that with the universe. The universe is 100% guarantee that you will get what you want or better. Trust in it. Start to understand that you don't have to force anything. You don't have to know every step to get there. All you need to know is that it's gonna happen. And then all you need to do from there is be receptive to however it's gonna happen. It might happen in the way you would have never expected. But you just need to open up your heart to that possibility, the infinite possibilities of how things could work out for you. Just like Miss Girl with Kelly Catrone stumbling into the same coffee shop as her during Fashion Week. The odds are like impossible. That's not a coincidence. That's her moving out of the way, and you can do the same. She's no different than you. One more example and we're gonna wrap here. Tube Girl. I know y'all have seen Tube Girl. The reason I want to call her out on TikTok, if you haven't seen Tube Girl, real quick, she is a girl in London who has been on the tube, and she just like does these kind of, I don't know, thirst traps where she's dancing on the tube in front of strangers, and she's so confident and she's inspired other people to do the same, and it's the cutest trend. I've even done it myself. It oddly went viral and I'm kind of toot my horn about it. But what I'm saying is I love that trend because Tube Girl is the example of what can happen when you just have fun. Not only has this girl just ignited other women to feel confident enough to just like feel themselves publicly, but also this girl's now getting sponsorships for it. She's now opened up an entire career path for it, and she's just having fun. What does it tell you? Focus on having fun and the rest is gonna work out for you. I guarantee you if I asked her, she would have never been like, yeah, for my career, I would like to be known as Tube Girl. I don't think that was in her plan. I think she was just having some fun and being herself, and the worlds collided and everything lined up perfectly for her because she was just having fun. There you go. Now is the time to reframe your narrative. You are worthy and deserving to get the things you want without struggle. You deserve to have fun along the way. The journey to your milestone or success or whatever you want in life, whether that is a husband or whatever, the journey is always going to be the best part. Getting to a milestone is never the best part. It's a quick experience when you finally hit that moment, but the thing that you're always gonna remember is the journey. So why not just have a little fun? Figure out, even in your daily routine, how can you spice things up a little bit, okay? Even if you work from home, how can you romanticize that? How can you make life a little more fun? Start with small changes and see how you can add a little bit of life into your routine and make things a little more enjoyable. And then when you have the free time, start to fill it with things that you have fun with, because you're getting yourself closer and closer to flow. And when you're in flow, everything is gonna happen for you so easily. It does not have to be hard. You do not have to subscribe to that narrative. That is not for you. That can be for everyone else. But you deserve a life where you get what you want with ease, and you're worthy of that. But you need to believe that first. I can't just tell you that. And to anyone that might make you feel bad for wanting or believing that, understand that that is a projection of their beliefs and their small-mindedness. Some people are going to be very defensive about this idea because they wear the struggle like a badge of honor. But baby, that's not my story. I am breaking that. I'm breaking that for myself. I'm breaking that for my unborn kids. That's not going to be my story. Of course, there are going to be hard moments in your life, but what I'm saying is always learn to make a little bit of fun out of it. Stop taking shit so serious. None of us are going to make it out of here alive, so why not have a little bit of fun? That's the sermon for today. I hope you guys feel what I'm saying here, and that you can have a life of ease and get to where you want to be and just have fun along the way to these milestones that you're going to hit. Just remember, the universe is always ready to give you your order. So stop stressing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with a best friend, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. Who needs this reminder? Comment down below if there was something that stuck out to you, or if you have something that I didn't mention that other people need to hear. I want to see it, because this video is not just for y'all, it's for me too. I am constantly reminding myself that I have got to change the story. So let me know in the comments what you thought. And as always, I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.